hella motivation. Like it just gave me the the drive and the energy I needed to go into this week. I saw this post that said somebody needs the person that you're becoming. And when I first read it, like I had to sit with it for a second. I had to like kind of let it touch me. I had to like kind of let it touch my being for a minute. But it said the person that somebody needs the person that you're becoming. And after sitting with it, what I took from that is that, usually we're caught up on our own, like, our own personal drives for wanting something. Like, we want to do this because we want to become rich, or we want to do this because we want to become famous, or we want to do this because we want to find more peace, or we want to do this because we want to, like, be with this person. Like, we usually start making changes in our lives, working out, meditating, reading, like going jogging. Like we usually start making positive changes in our life for our own personal wants and needs. We start doing different things because we want better for ourselves, not knowing that on the other end of that stick, like there's someone that also needs that person that you're trying to become. They need that you that works out every day. They need that you that meditates every day. They need that you that reads as much as they can. Like they need that person. And it gave me more perspective because I'm like, dang, like I started meditating for me because I wanted to, find more peace in my life. I wanted to, um, not be as attached to things and be more of service and just have a more zenful life. Like that's why I started meditating. And just throughout conversating with people, like through my life experience, like people are telling me like, damn, you're just a very chill person. Like you're a very relaxed person. Like I just feel very calm when conversating with you. And that just goes back to that saying of like, people need the person that you're trying to become. So we usually make positive changes in our lives, like I said, working out, eating better, reading more. Like we usually do things like that in hopes that, we'll end up meeting our own personal goals, our own personal needs, fulfilling our own personal desires, but not knowing that, you have billions of other people that are waiting for you to step into that new you. You have billions of other people that are waiting for you to step into that energy of that new you. And when you look at it from that perspective, it's like, damn, like I started this in kind of a selfish way. I started working out for my own personal needs. I started reading for my personal needs. I started meditating for my personal needs. But just hearing that people need the person that you're becoming, like just hearing that today, I'm like, dang, like I gotta lock in. Like cause there's days where like since this is just me, since I'm working out for me, meditating for me, like there's days where I'm like, I can get back locked in tomorrow. I can take a day off, or like I can make more time tomorrow to do it. Like we'll make excuses and procrastinate because we're like, I'm not letting nobody down but myself, and I can always get back up and do it tomorrow. But when you have that perspective of like there's people that's waiting for you to become the person that you're working towards, that end goal version of yourself, people are waiting for that you, it's like you get a whole different perspective of like, dang, I can't let, you know, I've been hearing that since this month came in. Yeah, for real. Like, you can't let those people down, bro. Like, this life is about being of service. It's about giving. It's about filling up your own cup, pouring into others while not leaving yourself empty. It's a balance. It's a cycle of being able to continuously do that. And I have this printout of this saying that I'm gonna put on my wall, and the saying is, "What's the point if it has no positive impact on others?" That's something that I'm gonna put right by my front door. So every time I leave my house, I'm gonna make sure I read that saying, which is, "What's the point if it has no positive impact on others?" And just me walking out my door and reading that to myself daily is just gonna put me in the perspective of setting my intention straight, like setting my goals straight, setting my thoughts and my daily tasks straight to where I'm doing things that not only serves me and my purpose, but also serves others. Because that's the whole point, in my opinion, of this life. Is just being able to fill your own cup while also still being able to pour into others. And I feel like when you find that balance, when you're able to do that, then you know you're on the right path. And yeah, man, that's my perspective on it. I just that I read that saying today, and it kind of it just put me in a whole different mentality. Like dang, man, like I didn't know y'all needed me. Like it comes back to that kind of thing. Like you usually don't know. Like you usually set goals that are smaller than yourself. We usually set goals that are achievable, that we know we can achieve. Like we'll say things like, I'm gonna do 100 push-ups a day. I know I can do that. We'll say things like, I'm gonna meditate at least once a week. I know I can do that. We'll say things like, I'm gonna start eating meat. I'm gonna stop eating meat like once a week. Like we set achievable goals that are, you know, smaller than we know we truly are. And it's the more so impossible goals, the scary goals, the what we think are unachievable goals that scare us. Those are goals that we are afraid to pursue because we're like, damn, that's gonna require me to let go of this version I am and step into a new me. That's gonna require me to let go of this mentality I have and step into a new mindset. That's gonna require me to let go of the energy I move with, let go of this ego, and step into a whole new being. And that's one of the hardest things to do when you've been living this lifestyle that you've been living right now for the past few months, for the past few years. If you've been living this lifestyle and thinking the way that you've been thinking for the past few years. So I think that's something that we all struggle with as well. Like we get so caught up and comfortable with our own lifestyle that we're living right now that we don't allow ourselves to be open enough to step into a new life, step into a new mentality, step into a new energy to embody within ourselves. And that's something that I've been trying to embrace lately. That's something I've been trying to sit through lately. Just allowing myself to feel, allow myself to flow, allow myself to flow with the wave of life. That's something I've been repeating to myself lately. It's just flowing with the wave of life. Like if you out in the middle, and I always have this perspective, like when it comes to just being a spiritual being, like if you were to be in the middle of the ocean and this ocean that you're in is life itself. Life is just filled with a bunch of different waves flowing in different directions. If you're sitting there trying to fight the wave, you're gonna end up drowning, you're gonna end up sinking, you're gonna end up with water splashing in your face, you screaming, you not being able to see because you're fighting the wave of life, you're fighting life. And that's how most of us live our lives. Like when something occurs in our life that we don't really want to experience, we like, God damn, bro, here we go again. And we like, nah, I don't want to go through that. Or nah, I don't want to deal with that. Like we'll try to avoid it rather than just being like, all right, if the wave flowing this way, I'm flowing this way with it. If the wave flowing this way, I'm flowing this way with it. And it gets to a point where you flow with the wave so much that you eventually become the wave. You eventually become a part of the wave of life. And I think, like I was saying in my last video, I was having this conversation with my daughter's mom about how all the different religions in life are pointing you to one thing, and that one thing is God. Even though they use different words, like in Islam, they use Allah. When it comes to Buddhism, you know, they refer to the Buddha. When it comes to Christianity, they refer to Jesus. Like at the end of the day, all religions are pointing you in the same direction if you look at it from all the different perspectives. And that perspective and that end goal is for you to become one with God, become one with the creator, become one with the universe and life itself. So that involves a lot of like, and when it comes to the pathway to getting there, when it comes to the pathway of becoming one with God, like that, there's not one way to get there. There's not one bridge that you have to take in order to get there. That's why there's so many different religions. There's so many different religions because there's so many different ways to reach God. And whatever way works for you, that's the route you gotta take. For me, I'm a curious person, so sometimes, like, depending on the situation or whatever I'm going through, I might use my Buddhist practice that I've studied in Buddhism. I might use some Islamic practices that I've studied just studying Islam and the Quran. I made, like, for example, a book I like to read that I refer to as like my spiritual teachings is the Bhagavad Gita. And I'll talk about that book another time, but that book I can literally open to a random page, read off the page, and it'll give me exactly the answer I need to, solve whatever it is that I'm going through. So that's pretty much, I know I'm kind of going all over the place right now, but like, that's pretty much all I'm trying to say in this video. Like, you usually set goals for yourself. You usually create aspirations for yourself in a selfish way. We do things, we want better for ourselves. We want to work out, to look good and have a good physique, a good body. We want to eat better to look better as far as physically. We want to meditate more and read more to be more smarter, to appear more intelligent to other people, appear smarter to other people. Now, we usually set goals for ourselves in a very selfish way. But again, going back to that saying I said at the beginning of the video, like, people need the person that you're becoming. So your goals may start off in a selfish way. Your goals may start off as in, I'm doing this for me, but I think life usually teaches you as you're walking down that path of wanting to do this for me. Life usually teaches you, like, yeah, this started off as a goal of mine for me, but now I see that other people need this version that I'm becoming. Other people need this being that I'm becoming. Other people need this energy that I'm carrying myself with. And when you have that perspective, when you find that, like, selflessness within yourself, then I think that's when you know that you're on the right path. That's when you know that you're at least heading in the right direction. And I think that's the end goal of it all. Usually you start off being selfish, you start off doing things in a selfish way, but that selfishness usually teaches you selflessness if you're moving in the right direction when it comes to being selfish. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to hop in here and share my thoughts with y'all, share my perspective with y'all. I just got off work, literally walked in the house and just hopped on live, press record, because I have this thing now where, I have this thing now where it's like, it's not on my timing, it's on God's timing. So whenever a thought pops up, whenever an idea pops up, whenever an impulse pops up, you gotta act on it right then and there. You gotta press record right then and there. You gotta shoot your shot right then and there. Like, that impulse is there for a reason. That idea, that thought, that, like, drive to want to do something in that moment is popping up. Of course, no problem. It's popping up right there for a reason, because that's God's timing. And when you don't feel that impulse, when you don't feel that drive, when you don't have those ideas and you don't have that energy to want to act on something in the moment, that's usually because you're trying to make it happen. That's usually because you're trying to control the timing. That's usually because you're trying to be in control of how things play out. But when you just randomly get that impulse to do something, bro, act. You gotta act right then and there, because that's gonna allow God to speak through you. That's gonna allow God to use your body to move for you. And that's what people usually call that flow state. And I feel like that's what I'm in right now, talking to y'all. And it's been a long time coming, trying to get back here, which is why I've been going on live a lot lately, just to get back used to, like, speaking, just get back used to allowing life, allowing God to speak through me, just allowing, like, myself to be in my flow state. And I feel like I'm starting to find my way back to that. So it's kind of a, not kind of, it is a good feeling. And I'm looking forward to it. So I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 15 minutes in. I appreciate everyone that tuned in. I hope I was able to serve you in some kind of way, even if it was just one word I said that made a difference, that added some kind of value to your life. That's all that matters to me. Other than that, I will be back on live, maybe later on tonight. If not tonight, I'll be back on in the morning. But yeah, man, continue working, continue putting in work, continue working to become a better you, because you're not only becoming a better you for you. Other people in this world needs the person that you're trying to become. So when you start walking down that path of starting to elevate yourself, starting to want better for yourself, remember that right now you're doing this for you, but the further you walk down that path of becoming your highest self or a better you, other people in the world are waiting for you to become that person. So there may be one person in this world that's completely depressed right now. There may be one person in this world that's completely broke or completely filled with anxiety right now. And they're waiting for you to become the person you need to be in order to give them the advice they need to become, to like get out of that depression, to get out of that anxiety, to get out of that funk that they're in. And me knowing that now, it gives me a different perspective and a different drive, because it's like, I'm not doing this just for me anymore. And I never should have been doing it just for me. That's usually how it starts. That's usually how your goals and aspirations starts. You want better for yourself, for you. But when you realize that this whole life is about being of service, like you start to understand, like, even though I don't feel like working out right now, even though I don't feel like reading right now, even though I don't feel like getting up at 5 a.m. to go do this thing I'm not used to doing, like, even though I feel like procrastinating right now, like, I can't be selfish right now. I gotta be selfless and push myself, because there's someone out there in the world that's waiting for me to become my best self. There's someone out there in the world that's waiting for me to step into this energy of my higher self, because they need me. They need my advice. They need me to just say hey to them one day. They need me to just salute them one day. They need me to just be like, hey, how's your day going today? Like, you never know who's waiting for you. You never know who's waiting for your presence. You never know who's waiting for, like, for your energy, for your being. So always be like, always be persistent in whatever it is that you're trying to become. Always be consistent in whatever it is that you're working towards, because at the end of the day, this life isn't just about you. It's about you finding yourself and then using your authentic self to help other people find themselves. And if we continue to like walk down that path and continue to let that message expand, where we're all just being of service to each other, then the world will be a better place, man. But I'm out. I got a lot to do. If I have time tonight, I'm gonna hop back on live just to conversate, just to update y'all on my life, relationships, my daughter, family, my plans for the rest of this year. Like, I'm gonna just hop on live and just talk to y'all and update y'all. But other than that, I appreciate you guys that tuned in. I hope I added value to you, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your night. I'm sending y'all peace, sending love, sending blessings as always. Elevate.